Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, I'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 10 of the anime series Kamisama no Inai Nichiyoubi. And this was a hell of an episode, following on the great revelations of added mythology to this world that's taking place in this series, with the whole thing about how, gravekeepers are born and everything like that. I mean, it just gets thicker and thicker as we move on into this episode. It's the first part of a new arc called Class 3-4. And this is where, Alice originates. We're basically going into his backstory a little bit. And it's very sort of, Twilight Zone or, Enter the Matrix kind of stuff. Because it's a world that exists on its own sort of loop. It's actually separate from the real world, the world of the living and the dead, where, once again, we have a play on somebody wishing very strongly to break away from what has happened in the world. It was said that Humpty Hamburg had wished to be able to be immortal rather than, continue to die like all the other people in the world and everything like that. And there were other occasions where people strongly wished for things, and it created sort of little pockets of havoc with the world that God left behind. And so essentially, Alice brings, I and her little crew into this world. They all agree that they'll go in and try to figure out, how to destroy it. Now we finally see and understand what he means by that. He wants to actually bring people that are trapped inside this delusional time loop world out into the real world, free them in a sense. And, at first I'm seeing him gunning down his fellow classmates and everything, and I'm like, oh wow, I really called it. He is a villain. But in actuality, it seems like he's very much not. He is trying to save his friends, family, what have you, who are locked in this time pocket world. And it's just really intriguing to me to see him. He destroys the city at the very beginning of the episode, and it resets. He shoots all of his classmates, and they reset. They reappear as if nothing happened. He managed, along with his friend or potentially relation, D, to find a way out. And this is how, he has come across I and everyone like that. And it's very interesting that, now we understand what he means by wanting to save the world. It's his little personal time loop world that he wants to save. Now, as I and, Yuri and Scar are sort of looking around this time pocket world, they're understanding why something's off about it. It's winter time when it shouldn't be. Everything's really crisp and clean and unnatural, and I immediately figures it out. And you have this strange and strained moment where Dee is in the classroom trying to get her to want to go to the cooking class or club or whatever, and she's like whispering to her, I know you're going to want to stay forever. It's a very ominous delivery, in my opinion, and it is only, sort of added to when Alice confides in them all that Dee is his enemy in this world. And that leads me to suspect, as, an answer to why she's sort of a ghost in the real world and stuff like that, that maybe she is the focal point that's keeping this time loop world alive. She doesn't want to be out in the real world. She wants to be in this sort of fantasy perfect world that she in part created. And I don't understand, what the relationship between she and Alice is, but he wants to put an end to it to save his friends, family, all the people he's brought in, 35,000 upwards people he's brought into this place. And this little world just adapts around them and continues that time loop of 1 year. So the added mythology to the series just blows my mind with every new episode, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I'm sure things are going to come to a head, and, I have to just wait with bated breath to see how they're going to hopefully free these people, or if they'll even be able to. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of this episode, if you've seen it. Otherwise, that'll be it for me. I hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you later. Peace.